Move down into your upper trap area. So just get it right underneath your shoulder, where your neck meets your shoulder. And breathe here for a couple breaths. Good. And then we're going to start with all of our little motions. You can push into your feet. You could do this really gently, or you could push all the way up into a bridge. You can take your arm up overhead. You could combine those two. So you could take the arm up overhead and push into your feet. Just breathing. And you can move your arm in any direction, really. Remember your rules for rolling. You should always be able to breathe into it, relax into it, melt. If you're bracing against it, if it's making you hold your breath, it's too much. You need to back off, move to a different spot, use a softer ball, go to the wall. And then the second rule is it should always be lessening in intensity, right? So if it's really intense, but you can kind of hang out there and breathe, it should start to soften and lessen. If it's ramping up in intensity, move somewhere else. Back off of it. So let's keep moving down. We're going to just take the ball and move a little bit lower. So we're in between our spine and the spine of our scapula in our rhomboids. Again, here, all your things, right? You can push through your feet, pull through your feet. You could take those knees side to side. You can move your arm in any direction. Up overhead, around, off to the side. Just breathing. And just kind of keep moving along. So we'll just do, a few good breaths in each spot. But like I said, if you feel like you want to hang out longer, just hit pause. Or go back to the deeper release within the full Finding Your Baseline course. Again, moving that arm around. Breathing. Remember, this is where your ribs attach. Your ribs come around and attach into that thoracic spine here. So as you take a nice deep breath, feel that. Feel the tension increase and let go here. So keep working your way down. We're working down towards the base of that shoulder blade. Breathing. Again, if this is too much on the ground, you can always do this against the wall. You're just following the same pattern, leaning against the wall. And you can really control the pressure a lot more there. You obviously wouldn't be doing the lower body movements, but you could certainly be doing all of the upper body motions. So then as you get down towards the base of your shoulder blade, we're going to kind of swing out to the side. So I'm on the left side, so I'm going to swing out to the left, further with the ball, kind of a little bit more in my ribs, around the base of my shoulder blade. We're in this latissimus. And then we work our way back up into the back of your shoulder. So into our rotator cuff. Breathing. Good. And I'm just moving up. You're going to just be all around the back part of this rotator cuff. There's no real rules about where you are. We're just kind of searching around through all of this rotator cuff, posterior shoulder. Again, maybe you're moving around, maybe you stay still, maybe you're rolling a bit, maybe you just hang out in one spot and breathe. There's lots of trigger points in here. So just kind of go gently. If it ever feels unstable, like to kind of be moving your shoulder around, you can always hold on like to your arm with your other hand. You can support it as you move it around, or like hold on to your wrist. I don't ever want it to feel unstable in the front of your shoulder. You could always put like a block underneath your arm and lift it up a little bit. You can get all the way out to the back of that shoulder. So on your deltoid, your posterior deltoid, even the back of that arm a little bit. We're not going to get all the way into the full release of our arms and hands. There's different videos for that if you feel like that's what you need, but we're just going to get into this upper arm as it kind of comes up and attaches into the shoulder. So I like to be on the back of my arm and do a little bit of a figure 8 with my hand, getting my tricep, my deltoid, that outer shoulder cap. And so here, if you really felt drawn, you could certainly go all the way down to your elbow here. You could work into that upper arm. Like I said, hit pause. We're just doing kind of a quicker release. I wanted to have a kind of a way to flow through this, but in a faster way. If you're in a little bit of a hurry, this could just be like a good check-in, a good quick release. You can get into your posterior rotator cuff if you feel like you want to try that up on your side. So you go up on your side, you take the ball, and it goes kind of in the back half of that armpit. You sink down into it here, kind of take that body front to back. And you can just kind of move up or down, right? You can be a little bit more low, be on your serratus and your lat. You could come up a little higher, be a little bit more in the back of that rotator cuff. Tricep where it attaches. So just explore a little bit. Breathing. I don't ever want you to have any pinching here. Like if you have pinching in your shoulder with any overhead or above 90 degrees, don't be here if this is pinchy. I suppose you could take your arm out to the side here if that's better, or maybe you just don't do this position for now. Good. Let's just take maybe another minute or so on this side, and then we'll switch. Wherever you need to be, if you want to go back to that upper trap area or your neck, just spend your time where you need it. I always like people to check in with all the places, but again, spend your time where you need it. Last couple of breaths. Good. And then we're going to switch sides back onto your back. We're going to go into that right side.